Pranam Swami.
Namaste, 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 namaste.
We are in our 26th class of Mundakopanishad with Swamiji. We are now in chapter 2, section 1, mantra 4. A warm welcome to everyone here. The last half hour, as usual, is set aside for questions and answers.
Om Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryandam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om Bhadram Karnebhi Shrunuyama Deva Bhadram Pashyemakshabhiryajatra Sthirairangai Stushtuvam Sastanobhir Vyasema Deva Hitam Yadayuhu Sustina Indro Vṛddhashravaha Sustina Pusha Vishvavedāḥ Sustina Cakṣuṣī Arishthaneme Sustina Brihaspati'r Dadhatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So after a long break, we are coming together for this Mundakopanishad class. I think a gap of 1 month happened. And actually, I don't remember which is the part we have to continue.
It is 213, Swamiji.
213.
Edasmāt jayate praṇo.
Yeah.
We finished that mantra.
That is 212 we have finished, no?
No, we finished 213. Edasmāt jayate praṇo.
Very good, very good. So in our last session, we had seen the third mantra of the first khanda in the second mundaka. That is, etasmāt jayate prānaha manah sarvendriyāni ca kham vāyuḥ pṛthivī viśvamasya dharini. That is, from this imperishable Brahman, are born the prana, the mind, all the senses, of course, senses of cognition and organs of action. So that all our instruments connected with the individual. All these are such instruments that is connected with the individual. And also of the universe. That is pṛthivī, kham, vāyuḥ, jyotihi, apaha. All the 5 elements. 5 elements means there are different combinations, and therefore the whole macrocosm. So both the microcosm and the macrocosm, all the instruments of the individual and the universe, all this came from this imperishable existence absolute. Etasma jayate pranaha manas sarvendriyani cha. So that means, irrespective of whether individual or universal, everything is coming out from that existence absolute. The cause of all these manifestations in the microcosmic and the macrocosmic level are one and the same. And that is the existence absolute. And because of that, everything else are existing. So that is the message conveyed through this mantra. Now we can go to the fourth mantra. See? Agnīrmūrdhā cakṣuṣī candrasūryau diśaḥ śrotre vāgvivṛtāśca vedāḥ vāyuḥ praṇo hṛdayaṃ viśvamasya padbhyāṃ pṛthivī hyeṣa sarvabhūtāntarātmā. agnīrmūrdhā cakṣuṣī candrasūryau diśaḥ śrotre vāgvivṛtāśca vedāḥ vāyuḥ praṇo hṛdayaṃ viśvamasya padbhyāṃ pṛthivī hyeṣa sarvabhūtāntarātmā. So let us break the words first. Agnihi. Mūrdhā. Cakṣuṣī candrasūryau diśaḥ śrotre vāgvivṛtāśca ca vedāḥ vāyuḥ praṇah hṛdayaṃ viśvamasya padbhyāṃ pṛthivī hyeṣa sarvabhūtāntarātmā. Agnihi mūrdhā. Agnihi mūrdhā. Cakṣuṣī candrasūryau. Here it is said, from that impersonal, imperishable, absolute existence, everything in the microcosmic and the macrocosmic level are coming out or manifesting. That was the subject matter of the earlier mantra. So what is referred to is the imperishable Brahman. And through the individual level, we can contemplate that. And through the universal level, we can contemplate that. And the Shruti repeatedly teaches the oneness of both these levels. That is, both the individual and the universal, or both the microcosmic and the macrocosmic are ultimately one. There is no difference at all. Yes, of course, in the level of manifestations, there are differences. But because the existence is one and the same, let me repeat once more. As the existence is one and the same, both these are similar or one. The difference is only in the level of manifestation. So that is the teaching of the Shruti. And to reiterate that, on many occasions, while delineating the nature of the self or the nature of the individual self, Shruti will in detail explain about the gross universe. See? For example, in the Chandogya Upanishad, we can see that. There the Acharya says, I am explaining what is the nature of the individual self, and after analyzing that individual existence in connection with the waking state and the state of dream, while describing that, we will expect a description of Vishwa. But there, consciously, Guru explains the nature of Vaishvamara. I'm not going to that part of Chandogya Upanishad now, but just for reference, I am saying. So when we go with that Guru, we'll expect an explanation of Vishwa. That is the individualist level. But there, the Guru is explaining Vaishvamara. That is the samashti. That is the whole. So what is taught there is the oneness of the Vishwa and Vaishvamara. That is the individual and the universe. Both are same. Both are one and the same. So in the teaching, the whole universe, that is the Virat, is taken as the self. And in that description, it is said, agnīrmūrdhā. Mūrdha is the top of the head. Don't say it's skull, but the top part of the head, upper part of the head. That is Mūrdha. So what is Mūrdha? It is Agni. So literal meaning of Agni is fire. But here, it means something else. Because in the Shruti it is said, Diloko Vava Gautamagni. Such a mantra is there in the Shruti. Hey Gautama, verily, fire is the Diloka. Fire is the Diloka. Diloka is the highest of the worlds. So there are many layers, the underworlds, this earth, and the upper worlds. There are many layers in the upper worlds, the highest being Diloka. That is one explanation. And there is another sense, that is, take the case of this earth, Bhumi, and above this Bhumi, earth, there is Diloka. And in between, Dyava Pṛthivīyoho Antaha. And in between this Diloka and earth, there is Antariksha. Antariksha is the atmosphere. So the region above the atmosphere is called Diloka. So there are two meanings for Diloka. One, the highest world, or the highest upper world. That is Diloka. Another meaning is that region above our earth and atmosphere. So that is the Diloka. And Shruti says Agni is Diloka. So the meaning of Agni is Diloka. In this context, not everywhere. So agnīrmūrdhā means the top of the head is Diloka, the highest world. Then cakṣuṣī candrasūryau. cakṣuṣī, two eyes. Two eyes. Candrasūryau, Chandra and Surya. So there are two eyes in the individual body. We have two eyes, and therefore, in the cosmic Purusha also, the macrocosmic Purusha also, there must be two eyes. Why? As we are contemplating, we human beings are contemplating. As we are contemplating, there must be two eyes for him also. And what are these two eyes? They are the sun and the moon. Candrasūryau. cakṣuṣī candrasūryau. Śrotre. 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 2 years. There are 2 years. The question may come, why 2 years? There are thousands of years. Because the form of Purusha is explained in the Purusha Sukta as to mean Sahasra Hirsha, Purusha Sahasraksha, Sahasrapat, and so on. So there are 1,000 heads, 1,000 eyes, 1,000 ears, 1,000 hands, legs. There in that mantra, the meaning of 1,000 is infinite, innumerable. Infinite are the eyes, innumerable are the ears. That is the meaning there. So that is all about Purusha. And that is repeated in all the Vedas, not in one Veda only. There we can see that Purusha Sukta. In the Yajus, we can see that Purusha Sukta. In the Sama, we can see Purusha Sukta. So everywhere, in all Vedas, it is being repeated. And therefore, that is the form of Purusha. Then why you are saying 2 ears and 2 eyes? So the answer is, there are innumerable eyes and ears. There's no doubt in that. But as we human beings are contemplating, our mind is conditioned. Our thought pattern is conditioned. Even the formless we will contemplate through a form. It is a limitation of our thought pattern. And therefore we are imposing so many forms in devatas, so many forms in Ishvara. And with forms we are contemplating. And as we are human beings and we are limited by our own perception, it is better or easy for us to see two eyes in that cosmic Purusha, 2 ears in that cosmic Purusha. Then, of course, then it is said, 2 eyes are sun and the moon, and 2 ears are diśaḥ. Diśaḥ. All the sides. Eastern side, western side, northern side, and southern side. All these sides. Or quarters, we can say. Different quarters are there. So all the quarters are his 2 ears. Diśaḥ śrotre, vāgvivṛtāśca vedāḥ. Vāg, it may mean the organ of vāg with which we are speaking, from which words are emanating out. So the organ of speech, that is vāg. Or in other words, it is speech itself. Vāg, speech. So it can mean either the organ of speech or the speech itself. Vāg. So what is the vāg of that Purusha, cosmic Purusha? It is vivṛtāḥ vedāḥ. Vivṛtāḥ vedāḥ. Vedas, all the Vedas. As the plural form is used, we have to take all the Vedas, irrespective of whether Rik or Yajus or Sama or Atharva. All these Vedas. So the walk, the speech of that cosmic Purusha is Vedas. And it is qualified as vivṛtāḥ. Vivṛtāḥ means the opened. Opened, never closed. What is the meaning of that? From that Purusha, always that Vedas are coming out or pouring out. It is never ending. To show that it is never ending, vivṛtāḥ is used to that. Vivṛtāḥ, opened. It is a plural form. So always open the Vedas. From that Purusha, always Vedas are coming out. Just as in the individual level, all the time the mantra Soham, Soham is coming from our own heart. It is always coming. When it ends, people will say he has gone. So as long as we are living here, that sound is coming from our heart. Incessantly. In the same way, from that Purusha, Vedas are coming out, being manifested. always, incessantly. Agnīrmūrdhā cakṣuṣī candrasūryau diśaḥ śrotre vāgvivṛtāśca vedāḥ vāyuḥ praṇo. And that what is the prana of that Purusha? It is vāyuḥ. It is vāyuḥ. So the air in this atmosphere, the air around us, it is the prana of that Purusha. The air which is moving inside and circulating all over the body is called prana. It is called prana. See, of course, there are different meanings for prana. It is the vital energy. It is the self, the Atman. It is a combination of all divisions of pranas. Many meanings are there. But as far as this mantra is concerned, it would mean the air which is moving inside this body, which is entering through nostrils and mouth and spread all over the body. That is prana. So what is the prana of this cosmic Purusha? It is nothing but the air in the atmosphere. So when we see the air, when we perceive the air, we must feel within this is the prana of that Purusha. When we see the sun and the moon, we must feel within that these are the eyes of that Purusha. And of course, the loka we cannot see. But we can just have a picture, a picturization we can have of the loka. And when we have that, think that is the head of that Purusha. And all the quarters, all the sides around, the left, the right, front, the back, top, back, down, bottom, everything. All these are the 2 ears of that Purusha. hṛdayaṃ viśvamasya. And hṛdayaṃ, the heart of that Purusha. What is the heart of that cosmic Purusha? It is nothing but Vishwam, this world where we are. That comprise everything. Everything around us. The world we are living in and the things around, all these constitute this Vishwam. So this Vishwam is the heart. So we are in the heart of that Purusha. When we are distinguishing between the cosmic and the individual, or the microcosmic and the macrocosmic. But in the ultimate analysis, that difference or that distinctions will go forever. When we realize the oneness, the sameness, then the distinctions goes. But when we distinguish us in between, the difference is there, then we must think we are in the heart of that Purusha. Because This world is his heart. Padbhyāṃ pṛthivī. And padbhyāṃ. Padbhyāṃ means on 2 feet. So, on the 2 feet of that Purusha, on the 2 feet of that Purusha, pṛthivī is this pṛthivī, this earth. So this earth is here. Where this earth is staying? It is staying on the 2 feet of that Purusha. So 2 feet of that Purusha is holding this earth as it is. So from down to top, just have a picture. There are 2 feet, and on that is resting this earth. And on the top, the Diloka is there. That is the top of the head. So from feet to head, that is the bottom of this earth to the highest world. This Purusha is all pervading. This Purusha is all pervading. Just have a picture with it. Padbhyāṃ pṛthivī, hyeṣa sarvabhūtāntarātmā. So this is the main teaching. And we have to have the beauty of that saying. hyeṣa sarvabhūtāntarātmā. What is the beauty? Just see, just now we have seen the form of that cosmic Purusha, and it is all pervading. It is bigger than the biggest we can imagine, because his feet are supporting the earth. That is below this earth are his feet. And the highest world we can perceive, that is the top of his head. And both Surya and Chandra, sun and moon, are his eyes. All the quarters or sides around us are his ears. So this explanation brings a picture of the cosmic Purusha. And when we contemplate, it is grosser than the grossest, bigger than the biggest. Yeah. But it is said, sarvabhūtāntarātmā. He is the self of all beings. Not that within him all are residing. No. Then we may think is some gross substratum in which we all are staying. And he is bigger still. And we are parts. But it is not said here. Whereas it is said, sarvabhūtāntarātmā, he is the self of all beings, residing in the heart of all beings. The existence which is giving existences to all beings. When I am saying I am, and you are saying I am, or when I am saying you are, or this world is, Vishnu is, Shiva is, this tree is, grass is, What is this easiness? What is giving existence to all? So that existence is absolute, by which everything else are existing. That is the sarvabhūtāntarātmā. That is the sarvabhūtāntarātmā. hyeṣa sarvabhūtāntarātmā. The inner self of all beings. So see the beauty. In the first part, the form of cosmic Purusha is described. And when we go through that mantra, that part of the mantra, a form of a huge manifestation, beginning from the earth or the bottom of the earth to the highest world, wherein are only two small parts, sun and moon, are there. So he's such a big proportion, such a big stature, we can imagine. Or in other words, we cannot imagine. That is the size of that Purusha. But it is said, he is the self of all beings. See? So the difference between the macrocosmic and microcosmic level vanishes. It is well said in the Upanishad itself, somewhere else. Yes, in the Ishavasya Upanishad. Tadandarasya sarvasya tadu sarvasyasya bāhyataha. He is outside everything. At the same time, he is inside of everything. So both inside and outside means all pervading. If something is inside, it cannot be outside. Or if something is outside, it cannot be inside. So Shruti says both. That means it is not outside, nor is it inside. The all-pervading one cannot be inside or outside of anything. So that oneness is taught here. Sarvabhūtāntarātmā. So, in the last mantra, the imperishable Brahman was taught as the cause of all the universe, both microcosmic and macrocosmic. And here, all such differences are going. And we are reaching at the existence absolute, who is manifesting as the whole universe, and at the same time remaining as the self of all beings. It is the absolute principle, absolute existence, where our distinctions or differentiations goes. So it is the undifferentiated existence absolute. See, this is the fourth mantra. We have to go deeper and deeper, contemplating this mantra. As deeper we go, so much inner meanings we will get. And the final message is the oneness of the universal and individual level, the oneness of existence absolute. And we have to contemplate that. The self is the self of all. And as it is the self of all, we can picturize it as the biggest of all. At the same time, have no size or proportion at all, because he is the self of all. So this is the message conveyed through this mantra. Now we can go to the fifth mantra in our next sitting, I think. So if you want to ask anything, you can ask. Whatever be the subject, if I know, I will reply. Namaste.
Namaste, Swamiji. Yes. Yesterday we celebrated Makar Sankranti, the Uttarayana period. So can you please explain the significance, importance across India about that?
Yeah. Our celebrations, or dharmic celebrations, there are many such celebrations, and all are based on two factors. One, time; the other, place. Place means birthplace of some Mahatmas, or place of abode of some Mahatmas, or some places through where most auspicious rivers flows, or places where most auspicious temples or other tirthas are installed. These are all connected with places. And the other consideration is that of time. We have Makara Sankranti, we have Shivaratri, we have Navaratri, we have Sri Krishna Jayanti, we have Deepavali. Many, many. All these are connected with time. And the universal phenomenon, or the whole of the universal manifestation, is based on these two aspects, time and place. And therefore, we are worshipping or celebrating in a most scientific way that is based on time and place. When we come to those celebrations based on time, the most important one is this Makara Sankranti. See, rishis have calculated these concepts of time, or they explain the concepts of time from the smallest unit in which the ray of light passes through one trasarenu. From that time up to the lifespan of Brahma, calculation is there. It's a very wonderful thing. And when we read such calculations, we will prostrate before our rishis. How they have calculated all these units of time? We will wonder. So from one trasarenu it begins. And multiples of that will take us to the hora. Hora is hour. In Sanskrita, hora, H-O-R-A. In English, it is hour, H-O-U-R. So 24 horas constitute one day, and 15 days constitute one paksha, 2 pakshas 1 month, and 2 months 1 rutu, 3 rutus 1 ayana, and 2 ayanas 1 samvatsara. And then there are yugas. And many other units. Above yuga, there is mahayuga. Like that it will go. So, when we consider the different units of time, there are 3 units which have distinct differentiations. And these 3 are 1 day, 2 month, 3 year. In the day, there are 2 distinct parts, the day and the night. So the 2 santhyas are joining them together. And of these 2 santhyas, Prabhata Santhya is most important one for, especially for sadhanas. Then there is the month, wherein there are 2 distinct parts, that is the Krishna Paksha and the Shukla Paksha. 2 pakshas. And there is the samvatsara, the year, where 2 distinct parts are there, the Uttarayana and Dakshinayana. So these 3 are 3 Prajapatis. Divasa Prajapati, Masa Prajapati, and Samvatsara Prajapati. What is the importance of Prajapati? Prajapati do have 2 distinct parts with it. One represents the energy, and the other represents the matter. So that is well explained in the praṇo. So we are not going to that now. So having 2 distinct parts, the Divasa Prajapati, Masa Prajapati, and Samvatsara Prajapati are there. So of these 3, the highest unit is the Samvatsara. There is no such other units, because 360 Samvatsaras will constitute one day of the Devas, and such 1200 days of the Devas will constitute one Kali Yuga. In the same way, 2400 will constitute Dwapara Yuga, 3600 constitute Treta Yuga, and 4800 constitute Kruta Yuga. And all these together, that is 12,000 years, Deva years, will constitute one Mahayuga. And 1000 Mahayuga will constitute the daytime of one Brahma, and therefore 2000 will constitute the day of Brahma. Such 360 days, 1 year of Brahma, and into 100 is the lifespan of one Brahma. So those who are interested, calculate, you can calculate that. Now, the highest unit of time wherein these two distinct parts are there is the samvatsara. And the Uttarayana of the samvatsara is the daytime of Devas, or in other words, it is the daytime of Deva Divasa. And Dakshinayana is the night time of Deva Divasa. So Uttarayana is the daytime and Dakshinayana is the night time. Day begins with Prabhata Sandhya and night begins with Sayam Sandhya. Not 12 o'clock. No. And it gone changing with the time of sunrise and sunset. So the beginning of Uttarayana, the day of beginning of Uttarayana is Makara Sankranti. That is the time of sunrise for Devas. And therefore it is considered as a celebration of light, knowledge. Because when sun rises, everywhere it sheds light. And from darkness we are moving to light. That is from ignorance to knowledge. Because light represents knowledge and darkness represents ignorance. So from ignorance we are moving to knowledge. And that dawn of knowledge, the rising of light, that is Makara Sankranti. That is Uttarayana Arambha. So with that feeling within, and with a prayer within, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, we are celebrating Makara Sankranti. And in all parts of the world where followers or worshippers of Sanatana Dharma are living, in one way or other way, we are celebrating Makara Sankranti. In Tamil Nadu, it is Pongal. And everywhere else, it is Uttarayana Arambha, or simply Uttarayana. Uttarayana means Uttarayana Arambha, the beginning of Uttarayana. Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, and everywhere. Flying kites. With that, not only children, but everybody, all are celebrating this day to show the inner joy and happiness and bliss coming out of knowledge. And that dream of going higher and higher. They are flying kites. So the wave of hope and happiness is everywhere. And this is Makara Sankranti. But see, there is one point for debate is there. It is a debatable point, but I am not an authority in that because I am a big zero in Jyotisha. Let me frankly tell, I am a big zero in Jyotisha. So I am not an authority to say that. But just for your thinking, I am putting one point. In Kerala, it is customary to worship and celebrate, both worship and celebrate, another occasion based on time, that is Vishu. Vishu is Vishuvakala. Vishuvakala means occasion with equal hours. When the day and night are equal, that is Vishu. 12 hours, 12 hours. That is Vishu. So while celebrating that, it is customary in Kerala to welcome the new day with many items of auspiciousness. And in that, keeping Karnikara, the English name I don't know, in Malayalam it is Konna, and in Sanskrit it is Karnikara, flowers is customary. So usually Karnikara flowers at this blooms at this time. But nowadays we are hearing many people complaining, what is this? The cycle of time has changed. The cycle of time has changed. Karnikara is blooming 1 month earlier than the Vishu. So we are not getting flowers at the time of Vishu. So everything is wrong with the nature. So on and on, many are complaining. But my question is, what is wrong? The cycle of time or our calculation? What is wrong? Where is wrong? I am saying time is not at all erring. It is perfectly moving onward. But our calculation, we have to correct. Because the system of calculating Malayalam era, which is called Kollavarsham, it began 1197 years back. This is the 1197th year. So when 72 years goes, in the movement of the earth, the change of 1 degree will happen. 1 degree means 1 day. So divide 1197 with 72. We will get 16 or 17. I didn't calculate, you just calculate. So that means that much days prior, the show must come. Experts of time must readjust these calculations. But somehow we are not doing. Experts did that earlier. That is why they declared different eras. At the time of Vikramaditya, expert Jyotishis sat together and they corrected all the fallacies in the earlier calculations and started Vikram Samvatsara. Then it went. Even now we are taking that calculations. But experts in the matter of calculation, they will adjust, taking into consideration these changes. So in the same way, the question is there, are we supposed to adjust the day of Makara Sankranti also? I'm not going to the answer. This is only a question, a debatable point. Because as the time goes, the movement of the earth, the difference in that movement, it will have to be considered, and we have to adjust this time. Makara Sankranti is Makara Sankranti, there is no doubt in that. It is the first day of Makaram, there is no doubt in that. But when it comes, how to adjust some way is the question. So this is only a question for debate. However, we are celebrating with that respect and worshipful thought. We are welcoming the Uttarayana, the ayana of light, the ayana of knowledge, and we are praying, let this light of knowledge dawn on me. So with that prayer, we can celebrate this. Let that light come in the individual and in the society as a whole. Darkness is covering, and in that way, we are groping. So, light must come. Let us welcome that light, welcome that knowledge on this occasion of Makara Sankranti. Namaste. Namaste.
Namaste. Next question is from Arun Babuji.
Hari Om. Namaste, Swamiji.
Namaste.
My question is with respect to today's class, one doubt actually. We started with the class saying that the Vishwa and Vaishya text. Also, we described about the cosmic Purusha, which is starting from the top as a Diloka, and at the end is the earth, in between atmosphere, where everywhere it is pervading. We understood in today's class. So the question or doubt is that with respect to the creation and with respect to that ultimate truth, how this cosmic Purusha is connected to the Ishvara or the Maya. So what is the distinction? How these all are coming as a separate concept or something?
See, this is a very big topic. When we are teaching or when we are studying, we are not in the plane of Advaita. Even though we are studying Advaita, we are not in the plane of Advaita, as questions and answers are not there in the realm of Advaita. Advaita bhashaya chodyam napi nasti taduttaram. There is no question and answer in the realm of Advaita. So there is a guru, there is a shishya. So we are studying, we are teaching, we are talking, we are writing in the field of Dvaita, duality. So dualism is there and we are accepting that. So as long as we are seeing this world around us, the seer I or the seer me and the seen world both are there. So the difference of individual and the universe is there. The difference is there. I am considering myself as the individual, and I am seeing or perceiving the universe as a whole. That is one aspect. Another aspect is when I am seeing this seen universe. I am the seer, and I am seeing the seen universe, there must be a cause. Or in other words, creation must have happened. And if so, there must be a creator. By whichever name we can call him, there must be a creator. That is another aspect. Now, coming to the point, to show the oneness of the individual and the universal self. Of course, there are two. As far as I am a student and I am observing from the plane of duality, or when I am a teacher and teaching, I am teaching from the plane of duality, and therefore there is the individual and there is the universal. Now, to show the oneness of these two, in the place of individual self, or in the place of individual, Shruti brings in, let me repeat, Shruti brings in the explanation of the cosmic Purusha. And then it is said his feet are the bottom of the earth and his head, top of the head is the uppermost world. And his two eyes are sun and moon and the all. To show the oneness of these two aspects. Then about creation. Who is responsible for this manifestation? We are calling him Ishvara. And who is Ishvara? Ishvara is the absolute with manifestation of the innate power which is called Maya. So the ultimate or the absolute in which its own power is manifested, Maya is manifested, is Ishvara. And when Maya is manifested, then there is the name and form, or time and place. And there are different levels. The gross level, the subtle level, and the causal level. 3 levels are there. In the gross level, we are taking Ishvara as the vedāḥ. In the subtle level, we are taking Ishvara as the hṛdayaṃ. And in the causal level, we are taking Ishvara as Ishvara. So Ishvara, hṛdayaṃ, and vedāḥ. So in the individual level, we are taking these 3 as viśva, taijasa, and praඥā respectively. So Shruti teaches the oneness of praඥā and Ishvara, taijasa and hṛdayaṃ, and viśva and vaishvanara. Vaishvanara means vedāḥ. So oneness of viśva and vedāḥ in the gross level, the oneness of taijasa and hṛdayaṃ in the subtle level, the oneness of praඥā and Ishvara in the causal level. These are the teachings of the Shruti. So, the macrocosmic Purusha who is described here as of having two eyes, a sun and moon, and the like. That is the macrocosmic Purusha. He is Virat. He is Virat. And Virat is the gross form of that same Ishvara. Because gross is manifesting from the subtle, and subtle is nothing but a manifestation of the cause, and cause is Ishvara. So in the ultimate analysis, there is no difference. There is no difference. But in the transactional plane, there is difference. And that is the difference of the microcosmic and the macrocosmic. That is the Vishwa and the Virat. So the answer is, all these three, that is the Virat, Hiranyagarbha and Ishvara, are all manifestations of one Ishvara. And these three, that is the Vishwa, Taijasa and Prajna, are the manifestations of Prajna. And now we will go to the oneness of Prajna and Ishvara. That is taught by Mahavakyas like Tattvamasi, Aham Brahmasmi and the all. So to reach at that, we are accepting the duality as it is. We are accepting the difference between the individual and cosmic. And the cosmic, three levels are there: the gross, the subtle and the causal. And these three are different manifestations of the same Ishvara. So that is the thing. And from that Ishvara manifest all the universal phenomena. So this is the answer. Go deeper into that. Namaste.
Thank you. Namaste, Swamiji.
Namaste.
Namaste, Swamiji. There are no more questions. So
Very good.
We can wind up.
Very good. Now today we can conclude. Om Bhadram Karnebhi Shrunuyama Deva Bhadram Pasye Makshabhiryajatra Sthirairangai Stushtovam Sastanobhir Vyashema Deva Hitam Yadayuhu Swastina Indro Vṛddhaśravaः Swastina Pusha Vishvavedāḥ Swastina Starkṣyo Arishtaneme Swastino Brihaspatirdadhātu Om Shanti 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 Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.